For now, Manchester City are top of the table for the time being. They've just beaten Everton 2-0 at the Etihad. Both goals coming from Erling Haaland in the second half. His first goals in a City shirt after 6 games in all competitions. And a sense of inevitability, really, about the outcome.
Yeah, I think once a little bit of fatigue sets in, and that happened on the Everton side, and they haven't got the quality off the bench to come in and really elevate the team. Manchester City got stronger. They brought on real quality, and I thought Everton were a little bit lightweight in the end. As Leon said before, as soon as Manchester City scored, a sense of relief came right across the Etihad, and you knew that Everton haven't got the firepower to go down the other end and cause problems. They didn't get the ball in the box. The choice of pass at the end wasn't good enough, and that's only down to lack of quality. Everton's work rate was good. They tried. They lost Ben Godfrey at an unfortunate time. Jared Branthwaite got a little knock, and that affected him slightly.
Yeah.
And it just happens when the top plays teams at the bottom.
Yeah. And whilst much will be made of the fact that they're top of the table for the first time in 11 weeks, first time at the summit since being crowned Club World Champions, does that mean a jot really to City right now?
I think it does. I think they want to be on the top of the league. I think that they've got there. I know it may only be for a short space of time, but psychologically, it's making a statement to everyone who's around them that we're here to win this Premier League. We've got back to where we belong. That's 10 straight victories in all competitions. Yeah. We're not looking to stop that anytime soon. So if you're going to be above us now and finish the season top of the Premier League, you're going to have to go a long way.
What pleased you most about City's performance, if you had to choose something, Steve?
Haaland scoring. I mean, it's simply it. The goals were the most important thing that won. You know, in the first half they were lethargic. They come away at the end, scoring 2. The main man getting on the score sheet, and that was the one thing you would take out of it. But I thought it was an average performance. But sometimes you have average performances. You know, you can't be sparkling, superb every single game. Sometimes you have to grind it out, win the games, and move on.
Yeah. Now the first one came from a corner. 1 or 2 question marks as to whether it was a corner to begin with. What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a decision that could have gone either way. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was clearly frustrated with it. The Everton defence thought that it should have gone their way. Sometimes you get a little bit of luck at the top end of the table, and sometimes you maybe don't get a bit of luck at the bottom. And for this to happen straight from that, for the ricochet to happen, to it fall to the one person on the pitch that Everton would not want this to fall to. I mean, he's only got 2-3 yards of space, and he's peeled into a position where Everton aren't quite sure where he is. Brilliant striker play, but if that's anyone else, I'm not sure that's a goal. And a few things went against Everton.
But you're completely right. You know, whether it was another corner or not is by the by. It's the fact that it was 6 ricochets and it falls to the most lethal marksman arguably in the world. You know, if that fell to a centre defender, it could have gone anywhere. It fell to him at the far post after 3 or 4 ricochets. And sometimes, you know, you get a bit of fortune here and you don't. And the way Manchester City celebrated after when the goal happened, it showed what it meant to them, because they knew they were struggling today to get, to find the breakthrough.
I know it's no consolation. Pickford did well to get a hand to that.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Pickford did OK. Everton defensively were pretty good up to that point. They'd limited City. That was City's first effort on target. They'd had some speculative efforts from range, but Everton were comfortable. But as I said, a little bit of misfortune from Everton's point of view, a little bit of luck, which champions need at certain times during the season. Things fall their way, and suddenly that was the game done and dusted there and then.
Yeah, so they had a chance maybe to clear their lines in that corner. What about the second goal from an Everton perspective and the position it started from?
Well, Everton struggled to create goals, and to do that they have to put numbers forward. They're behind, chasing the game, a bit of sloppy play in the top corner, and then you're in a foot race with Erling Haaland. And I'd been talking moments before, as Steve just said, Branthwaite had just picked up a bit of an injury where he was limping, and he's just a little bit laboured in that run. And Erling Haaland is the one player you don't want to come up against in that moment, because he's got it all: pace, power, skill. And once he gets in this moment, we saw, I think, Flecken make a save from a similar effort when he played Brentford through the week. We showed it before the game, and he wasn't going to allow the goalkeeper to make a save there.
Yeah, his 16th goal of the season. And De Bruyne with another assist, Steve. I know you love that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a simple pass from Kevin De Bruyne, wasn't it? Erling Haaland did all the hard work. got the goal. But, you know, if that goes down as an assist, it's good for the statistics. But, I mean, I don't personally consider that an assist, to be honest.
Just one word on that, by the way. 16 goals to his name in the Premier League. He's missed 10 games in all competitions this season, and he's still cleared by 2 at the top.
Yeah, I mean, he's a superb goal scorer, isn't he? We knew that when he was in Dortmund. We knew that when he plays for his national team. And we knew that when he comes to Manchester City, if he stays fit, he will score bundles and bundles of goals. So the fact that he's sitting at the top does not surprise anybody.
Yeah. OK, time for a quick break then, here on Matchday Live.
Guys, same process as ever. Mics on either side, and we'll set an embargo towards the end for 10:30 on Sunday evening. Start with Vinny, please.
Well done today, Pep. How do you sum up the performance?
Yeah, good.
What's the most pleasing aspect of it?
I love to win this type of games. The difficulty is there. We knew it. We talk about that for the years we are together. Always Everton here at home has been really, really complicated. We lost a lot of points many years. And what happens the most, there's something that the people maybe cannot see, like is the body shape, the positivity, the body language. In the second half was much better. The first half was complaining. I know 12:30 is more difficult all the time. It happened here at home, but our body language was not good. So the chemistry between the players, when someone loses a ball or someone is not going well, we have to be better. In the second half, we read better. I would say the spaces where we should attack. The first half was not good, and I would say that. Kyle and Kevin make an incredible contribution, and Bernardo and Jack as well. So especially Jack in the last minutes to keep the ball. And we played. Yeah, we didn't concede one shoot. In general, was well deserved. And I like to win this type of games, suffering and knowing how difficult is everything in the Premier League, in life. So nothing is for granted. That means you win 5 games doesn't mean you're going to win today. And the people is aware that the way they celebrate the goals, how difficult it was, and how pleased they are.
And nice to see Erling back on the score sheet. 2 very different finishes as well. But as well as that, another assist for Kevin De Bruyne. How do you sum up the understanding between the 2 of them?
Well, since the day one. So Kevin needs runners, and the runner of Kevin needs assist. So when both the connection was natural way from the beginning. So they are back. Erling is back, so it's really important for us because at the end the first goal is so difficult. It's another set pieces goal, difficult, and with the right foot finishing we had. So yeah, really, it's important that they are back.
Questions, guys? I got no hands. Jack.
Hi, Pep. Have you seen the incident between Ben Godfrey and Ederson back from the first half? Looks like Godfrey kicked Ederson in the head, which is obviously the sort of second time Ederson's had trouble with an injury in a game in recent weeks. So I just wondered whether you'd seen it.
I didn't see it. Honestly, I cannot give an opinion about that. I didn't see it.
In the first half, it looked like both fullbacks were coming into midfield at the same time, which I don't think we see too often. Have you tried that before? Is that a new?
Yeah, we tried, but it didn't work. For the way they defend, it doesn't work. Manu didn't feel comfortable. We changed our structure, but it was more than that. It was we didn't read where were the spaces, and the spaces were more with Phil and Jeremy, and we didn't turn the ball. It was so passive in the start one side, and we didn't use the middle to go the opposite side. That's why we struggle a little bit. It's quite similar with Goodison Park. Second half, we change our rhythm, the same like today. Hopefully next season we can start better against them.
Sam?
Pep, is the bigger picture now is 10 games in all competitions. You've won them all. You're undefeated in 13 going back to Villa. You had a bit of criticism by your standards in December for the form. And I know you've always said that the performances are good, the results are volatile, things can go the way. But it does say something. 10 wins in a row in any season is a big achievement. So
yeah, it is. It is. But the fact that one person give an opinion, that doesn't mean the opinion is right. Because I'm sorry, so I know the team because I see them every day. My opinion is fresher, and is better, and is not been affected for the fact that they wanna that we lose games or not continue to be there. So always the game was there. Of course, with Erling and Kevin, we are stronger. It's obvious. But when a team lose the consistency, or we have to be worried, is the way they train, the way they behave, and the way they run. And always was there. I'm not talking to score goals or concede more. And when that's happened, the team is alive. And I was concerned, not concerned. I want to see after travel how the players react. And since the day one, I didn't have that feeling. They're up and down. There are players that are better than the other ones. Phil is playing better than last season. Jack playing more minutes than last season, but it's normal. You know, Bernardo in certain months is not the level of the last season, but it's normal. So you cannot demand. Kevin White now is incredible fresh. You see it, you know, coming from the bench when the last game against Real. Why? 5 months injured. Man injured needs rest. He is so clean. The legs are so clean, and now I want to play. I want to play. In a process of years, there are up and downs in that. But there are the average, how the team higher than average. Always I had the feeling. But when you analyze, they draw a game against no win against him, lack of consistency. They are not good enough. It's not about that. It's not. So we can play bad, yeah. First half was good, no. Why? We didn't read what you have to do. Okay, happened. So I said another time, with 38 games in a row, what do you expect? Win 3-0, 4-0 after 20 minutes against Everton every single time? No, that is the reality. The people, City's back, City, how good is back? No. Reality is Everton. Everton at home. Like last season, the travel, we could not win. With Ronald Koeman, I could not beat them. Like with Frank Lampard, draw here as well. So always a struggle. We knew it. We spoke about that. Will be tough. 12:30. Today play 8 p.m. No problem. At 12:30, problems. For sure. It's now. But how is the positivity? How's your body language? We talk about this last 2 days a lot about that. How is your body language? One player miss a game, you start to complain. Miss a game. You put. Miss a game, let's go. Next one. And I do it for you, and after you do it for me. In a sport in life, the positivity here make you perform better. When all the time complains, you feel sorry for yourself. What happened? Nothing. The people don't feel sorry for yourself, my friend. People come here to watch the game as best as possible, to win, and here's next one, positivity. And the team this season, in the difficulties, make a step forward. How many times we come back losing positions, or today was a tough game. I said, I would love to have, after 50 minutes, 4-0, 4 goals from Erling Haaland. I would love it. I would stay all the time sitting with Juanma. But it's not like that. It's okay. And today, that's why I love to win this type of games, because we learned the lesson. We learned the lesson for what's coming now. You know, for the Champions League is already there, and Chelsea's and next month with opponents that we have will be difficult. But the environment of the team, the feeling of the team for the day one this season after winning the travel, I said, okay, still, I like what you watch. I like it. That doesn't mean we're going to win, no, but I like it.
Set the embargo for 10:30 on Sunday evening.
Sean, a largely resolute and disciplined performance from your team once again, justifying margins late on denying us getting something.
Yeah, I think the details on transition, the offensive side of the game, we were a long way off today. I know that's maybe being a bit harsh, but I think we were. You know, I've got to be truthful about it, because the defensive side I thought was very, very good. The organisation, the tactical organisation, the work the coach and the players have delivered this week going into a game, and I thought we delivered that well. Within that, the key to a total performance, if you like, is how many times you can transition that when you're going into offensive mode. And that can be quite difficult, because when players are working hard on the defensive side of things, breaking out of that and then playing and then being effective with the ball is the biggest challenge of all. And I think they do it very well, of course. You know, that's one of their biggest strengths, I feel. And we found the odd moment, but the number of times we gave the ball away too cheap, the number of times we've got into good areas and we don't find the right pass or the final pass, That's the challenge, and it's a big challenge here against these. We know that, but that's the challenge going forwards, and it has been this season. Although our away record's been very strong, of course.
I was going to say it's easier said than done against the Man
City team
doing that. But what more can the players do? Is it just decision making? Is it just more composure?
Yeah, well, the challenge we've got as a staff and the players, I'm not going to go through it. We know the chance count, the XG. Not so much here. It's difficult to come here. We've seen that all season, well, for a number of seasons. The final moment of truth, having the. Take Haaland's goal, for example, there's no... I have this thing about with players, everyone wants to score a trendy goal, a wobbler, a top corner goal. You don't have to. Just score a goal. That's the most clever and trendy thing you're ever going to do as a player. And he does that. Today was not about a trendy goal. He just, right technique, hits it hard, hits it on target. You've always got a chance, And second one, I think Jared's unlucky. I'm not going to go into whether it's a foul or not. The odd day you might get one of them. I don't think probably is a foul. They're coming together. I'd like to see that happen more when they let it go, but unfortunately we don't get many of them. And then he slots it in the corner, but that's the point. No, I'm not trying to be clever with it, just doing the basics and doing it very, very well.
And to the positives again, they've had 2 shots on target, obviously scored 2 goals from it. What positives and what can that do for the team that they're limiting a side as good as Manchester City to such few chances?
Well, I think the defensive side of our season has been very good. The challenge has been turning that into chances, but the chance count is high and the XG and all the rest of it. So it's sticking with it. It's sticking to the task right in front of you. And as we said, with the Premier League's difficult anyway, but these are the top ones, I think. I've said that for years. And, I'll give credit to them again because it's not just their technical ability. It's not just the squad. You look at the bench, look who they're bringing on. But it's the habits, it's the anticipation of the game, not just with the ball. How they anticipate transition, how they anticipate the defensive side of things. They do it very, very well. And with real quality when they get the final moments. And I think that's the blend we're still looking for, we're still searching for. By no means modelling our thinking on Man City. I'm modelling my thinking on the game and the modern game. And we're trying to find that blend. We have been since we got here. There's been signs of it this season when it's been really strong. It is more difficult to do it against sides like these.
Their opener didn't come until 70 minutes. We held them off until then. Contentious on the corner. I know certainly when you look at
grounds like this, you don't get them, do you? You know what I mean? There was a number of decisions that I'm not going to keep harping on about. There's a number of decisions, soft decisions. Ghana gets booked for a tackle. Their lad doesn't get booked for pulling Dom off the pitch in the first half. Who knows? Who figures all of that out? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to start going into chapter and verse on what might be or might not be. You very rarely get them, and it's between 2 players. It usually goes to the offensive side, particularly at their home ground. That's the way it goes.
It's the first time a side has limited City to no shots on target on home soil in the league in the first half since August 2022. So that does go to show the kind of defensive, massive improvements that have been made under your management.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the structure of it, and I think the players deserve a lot of credit because some of them have had to work at that. It's not always been natural to them, and I think they've found that base to work from. I'd like to think the organisational point of view, our tactical understanding helps through the coaching and the analysts as well. The key is what I said, and present company granted because they are good, but it's that transitional moment. How can we go that? But even that, this season's away record's been strong, so I can't over question it. We've got to sometimes respect the fact we're playing here. That doesn't mean before the game, though. I made that clear. I always believe we can win games, and I thought the performance was leading towards that. Could we find them moments? It's very rare you come here and you win a game here by making 50 of them moments. You know what I mean? You're going to have to find the key moments. Unfortunately, today that was lacking, but a lot of the basics were very, very strong today and on show, and that will serve us well going forwards. But we have to keep adapting and learning to find them key moments.
9 days now until our next game. Amadou, a welcome return today. Hopefully maybe Abdoulaye being back for Palace.
Yeah, and Seamus gets some more minutes as well. Duke hopefully this week gets back on the grass with us. He was just building into that last week, so as long as the weekend goes well. Amadou worked well, I thought, when he came on, so we are beginning to get the group back together and full fitness, and that hopefully is going to be the last. Well, you might get another injury, but not these groups of injuries. Hopefully we can keep everyone fitter for longer, and that gives ourselves a way better chance of challenging ourselves for the rest of the season.
Just a couple on today. Ben was okay. I know he had.
He'd had a bit of sickness when he came off. He was all right before the game, and it came on during the game.
And Jared looked to be kind of.
Yeah, I think he's okay. He's had a couple of knocks, a bit of stiffness here and there, but I think he'll be fine.
Once again, it's a performance that there's positives without the reward. But how important, no matter what happens this week elsewhere with games going on at the minute, that the players just keep the clear belief that is there?
Yeah, our focus has been that all along, particularly after the news of the 10 miles. I think we went, right, the focus has to be on what we're doing. We can't affect everyone else. We have to stay steadfast to what we're doing. the focus doesn't change from that. It's important we remind ourselves some of the good performances, the things we have got to do to make things change, as in more wins. But I think there's been a lot on show that is good, and now we've got to keep focusing on that.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.